Hey everyone. So we're playing a little bit of catch up here. We are going to recap weeks 6 and 5.
Yep.
I was in lockdown with COVID for last week, so we missed that week. And Kristen
I was sick
just
before that.
Yeah.
We don't know if it was COVID or not, but
Yeah. But you know, it's been going around and we're all catching each other's germs right now, so that's just part of life. But so we're playing a little catch up. Kristen was Kristen was able to still, like, even while she was not feeling great, she was able to still kind of get done what she needed to get done. And you know, I think more than anything, yeah, she was still able to, like, get the workouts done, get the nutrition in. I think more than anything, it just played a little bit of a mental game with her.
which has been like the name of the game this whole prep.
Yeah.
Which is new, but yeah, we worked through it. Some, like, literally hours would go by and I'd feel great, and then a few hours later I'd pick myself apart and be like, nope, this isn't working. And then 2 hours later, I'd be like, yeah, we're right on track. So it's been like that, fluctuating probably over three to 4 days I go through that spell. So to catch up to today, I'm on track with it as far as my menstrual cycle goes. So that could have played a huge role in my mentality last week. I didn't have Emily with me a whole lot last week. My husband's been gone. So my support system, as far as being physically with me, was a little slim.
Yeah. She had a lot more time to be alone and like think. So, and sometimes that's a great thing, and sometimes that just adds a layer of struggle.
Yeah.
Where, like, today she came in and we were kind of talking through some things, and I was like, yeah, I think you're just overthinking it. I think you're just overthinking everything, which is a real
And I know it. I know I'm not, like, trying to push anything that anybody tells me from the outside, because I know it. It's something I have to just work myself through. So
yeah, it's just your reality right now.
yeah.
And that's the I think it is like a whole new, like, for as many times as you've prepped before, I think this mental challenge piece it's never been this intense for you before.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's the intensity of the show is what is weighing on me. I don't want to use that because I'm very much into this prep and very much into doing this show, but I put a lot of pressure on myself, I think. So it's working through that, and I know I'm fine.
Yeah.
We're just gonna take it one day at a time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, can you tell them a little bit about the, because we talked a lot about this, it was last week, because this was like after, I don't know, we hadn't seen each other for like 4 days, which in our world feels like 4 years. So it was one of those days, and we were like texting and kind of talking through it, but the battle of, like, it's not at all you're not comparing yourself to anybody else right now. It's literally you comparing yourself to this personal vision you have for yourself, and how it's really hard for you right now, even though you're taking the steps to get there, for you to not kind of focus on the fact that you don't feel like you're there yet.
Yeah. So I'm not one to ever compare myself to other competitors, but I've realized, and it clicked when I was just talking to Emily, like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing. I'm comparing myself to myself as far as my last show back in November, which was 6 months ago, I think.
It wasn't that long ago.
Not very long ago.
No.
So I'm like, what can happen? What can change that much between then and now? And a lot did, but in good ways. So it's me just making myself realize that where I'm at is a step up from where I used to be, so I can't go back to the past because that's over and done with.
Right. Yeah.
I am now at a different level, and I just have to stop comparing myself to where I was. It's hard. It's definitely not easy, but I know I can do it, and I know I'll be fine show day.
Oh yeah, and then like 3 weeks past show, she'll look back and she'll be like, "What was I even thinking?"
I already know all this, so
and that's all, But I think that's a really good thing to touch on for just anyone reaching a goal. You know, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. You know, there are those times where we compare ourselves to other people, and that can just be a trap, right? But then when we get to the bottom of why we're doing something, it really is to better ourselves. And it's either to better ourselves based off of a past version of ourselves we had, trying to catch back to that version, or bettering ourselves compared to a version we're expecting ourselves to be. And so that equally can set yourself up for a trap. It's really great motivation, and it's not a bad thing, but mentally you've got to work through that process and know that those things can motivate you and can drive you, but you also need to find a way to, like she just said, focus on every step is a new step, and you really can't compare it to something in the past because that's in the past, and you really can't compare it to something in the future because you're not there yet. And so you can let those things drive you, but you need to be able to focus on right where you're at right now.
Every show I've done, that was 10 shows, I think.
So we are going to talk a little bit about nutrition now. So not a whole lot has changed over the past 2 weeks, right?
We cut creatine last week, and that was really about it.
Yeah.
XP 2 weeks ago is when we cut carbs slightly.
Yeah. So this week we're going to do another cut. She's going to have a little bit lower carbs this week, and then the plan in general with her is we're going to do a nice slow depletion into the show, into peak week, and then we're going to reverse her into the show. So previously, the last 2 shows we've done, the first show I think we only did 2 depletions, and then like repletions, or we carb loaded her after a depletion, and then the November show we ended up doing 3 during that prep. And so one thing we've noticed is that she responds the best to the first depletion. And then everyone after that, she still responded to, but it just wasn't as dramatic of a response. Yeah. And so going into this one, knowing that we had less time to really kind of, I don't even want to say less time to work with, because we've had plenty of time to work with, but we just knew that we'd want to just focus on one depletion, one really good depletion, and then reverse and carb load her into the show. And so I'm really,
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Because every time we did do it, that first time I was on a high.
Oh yeah, you feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane. It's actually really fun to really learn how much your body responds to, and it's really carbs. I mean, we don't mess a lot with your protein or your fats. I mean, maybe teeny little bits here and there, but it's really carbs, and it's just amazing. Yeah. It's so cool to see how your body responds to it. So, she's going to feel like $1 million that peak week, which is really great. We really do want this for, everybody talks about how, like, peak week, and they, like, it's exciting, but also, like, you dread it. But the reality is when you get to a certain level with your preps and you're at a certain point, peak weeks really just are super fun, because you just are
like the most chill week.
Yeah, it really is. And you're just, like, able to eat more, you rest a little bit more, like, and you just really get to focus on making sure all the pieces are together for a show day. Yeah. We here have to travel, so some places you don't have to travel, and if you don't have traveling does add a little bit extra that week. But and we'll talk when we get closer. We'll talk about our game plan with travel with Kristen. But so that's our game. I really don't think anything. I don't expect us to really need to change it. I mean, you never know, and we're always prepared for if something, we do need to change something. But I think it's just going to be smooth sailing. Yeah. Your biggest thing, just working through those ebbs and flows mentally. Yeah. But and I think, I think that's pretty much it as far as prep goes. We talked about training changes, nutrition changes, just our struggles we've worked through.
We got tattoos.
Oh yes, yes. We got tattoos. We got matching tattoos, which was super, super fun.
Yep.
Go ahead. You go explain.
So there's Morse code, and it's Friends Forever. And then the bumblebee represents Emily and I, and the flowers represent our clients, and the triangles because we're both drawn to triangles.
Yeah.
You can explain the bumblebee flower.
Oh yeah. So the bumblebee is because bumblebees are kind of like these, like, I don't know, secret warriors is what I think I said. Like it's like they just kind of go around and do their thing, and they spread pollen or and our, you know, what we think, knowledge and inspiration and just like love and all of those things around to all their flowers, and so that the flowers can then bloom into these like amazing, beautiful things. So that's kind of what we thrive to do with our team, is to just spread, share everything we can with our girls, like, and be open and honest and share it all with them, so that then they can all bloom and into the beautiful flowers that they are. So so we love it. Yeah, it's great. So that was a super fun thing that amongst the crazy 2 weeks we've had, we were able to get done, which was really fun. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We've got, the other few things that we had talked about touching base on is we've got business-wise, we are transitioning into using an app, which I will admit is a lot on her, which is super great to add at 4 weeks out.
It's time. It's tedious. It's not hard. It's just very time consuming.
Yeah. But I feel like we're like embracing, we're not grandmas anymore. We're embracing what the world's doing. So we are working on an app for our clients and for our team, which we're really excited about. And then we have another trend. Oh, this was the other thing that you're going to notice. This video's maybe not as good a quality and might be a little different than in the past, because one of our girls who also helped us with all of our media and all the, putting out all of our YouTube videos and stuff, just PCS back to the States. So she's still going to help us, and she's still going to put the videos together, and she is still like a super important part of our team, but we are transitioning to not having her here physically, so that just is another thing we're working through. Yeah, we're working through it. But Sam, we miss you so much. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. We would love for you guys, whoever's watching, if you have any questions specifically that you'd like answered about whatever phase you're in, whatever phase Kristen's going through, just anything, please type those into the comments, and we'll get to those throughout the weeks. We would love to have some actual specific questions that you guys are interested and know what you guys would like us to talk about. So I think that's it. So you'll see some videos of Kristen's workouts last week, and then some posing videos that she was able to take at home, and we'll just keep putting these out. So we'll see you next week.
If you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold water for you. And although time may take us into different places, I will still be patient with you. And I want you to know I won't let you. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold. Cause we all get lost sometimes, it's how we learn and how we grow. And I wanna lay with you till I'm old. You shouldn't be fighting on your own. And if you feel you're sinking, I will jump right over into cold water for you. And although time may take us into different places, I will still be patient with you. And I hope you know I won't let you.
stay afloat. I'm all alone.